KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson, gold sponsor of the 2018 Micro Games in Yap. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, a mother accused of abandoning her baby boy makes her first court appearance, the complaint detailing what went wrong. Plus, a special investigative committee meets after ongoing concerns with the island's only public hospital. And fear of reporting any wrongdoing, the AG admits a climate of fear keeps people from reporting violations this campaign season.
Half day and good evening. Well, she allegedly smoked the drug ice weeks before giving birth. A Dedido mom accused of abandoning her newborn baby boy makes her first appearance in Superior Court. Court documents giving us a brief glimpse at the 33-year-old woman's troubled life leading up to her arrest. Released on a $10,000 personal recognizance bond, Naomi Nicole Taiskin Omapas is escorted into the courtroom for her magistrate's hearing. The mother is charged with child abuse, family violence, and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance.
The people request the cash bail on the basis of the nature and seriousness of the multiple felony offenses committed against this newborn baby, obviously a very vulnerable victim in this sense. The people highlight the strength of the people's case, the defendant's multiple admissions as to her involvement in these charges. These felonies subject this defendant upon conviction to imprisonment of up to 5 years each, and up to $5,000 cash.
But the judge instead released her from custody. Court documents detailing the alleged incident and what she told investigators the day she was placed under arrest. Omapas telling authorities she gave birth inside her Dedido home around midnight on Tuesday. After several hours, she wrapped the newborn in shirts and towels before placing him into a laundry basket. She told police she then walked to a home nearby where she placed the basket on the front yard before walking away towards a local bakery to buy a can of Mr. Brown. Not long after, she saw police driving by after the homeowners called in the abandoned child. She told investigators she then hid out at a nearby shoe store for the day. Omapas even admitting to police she smoked the drug ice 3 weeks prior to giving birth, adding that she smokes to, quote, get away from her life's problems. But her defense attorney called the government's case weak.
There was not any tests, no field tests, no lab tests that indicates that what she actually consumed was in fact methamphetamine. We asked the court to review the declaration again and dismiss all the charges in the complaints.
The motion to dismiss denied. As we reported, the newborn was left at a house on East Santa Barbara Avenue earlier this week. The homeowners found the infant wrapped in a towel in a laundry basket. The umbilical cord was still attached, and blood could even be seen on the child's stomach. Police say they canvassed the neighborhood for information. It was witnesses who reportedly saw the mother walking around the neighborhood that helped them to make the arrest. But this isn't her first run-in with the law. Prison records show Omapas was arrested in 2011 on charges of child abuse, aggravated assault, use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, and family violence. Omapas was ordered to stay away from the newborn and have no contact with any of the eyewitnesses. She is set to return to court on July 19th at 4 p.m.
Meanwhile, the baby is reportedly in good condition and is under the care of Child Protective Services. Well, the court must dismiss the criminal action taken against Jeremiah Sasaki, filing his defense attorney filing a motion to dismiss the charges against him. He, along with several others at the prison, were indicted, accused for the December 2017 deadly revenge attack on detainee Manson Issar. Defense arguing that Sasaki has asserted his right to a speedy trial, but the case has yet to actually go to trial. No ruling on that motion just yet. In court today, the prosecution told Judge Anita Sokola that he wants to toll the speedy trial, meaning delay for another 3 months. The prosecution contends they may need more time to have the DNA samples of the suspects analyzed by the FBI. It's not something the judge favors, but motions are set to be heard next week. Jury selection is still on track to begin July 9th. The 7 defendants and their attorneys are set to visit the holding cell at the courthouse and the Higatnia lockup next week as well. The attack on Issar reportedly happened in both locations. Issar was found dead inside his cell at the Higatnia detention facility last year. The government told the court they have more than 100 witnesses who may testify. If all goes as planned, trial could take 3 to 4 weeks to complete. Now to news that happened thousands of miles away but hits so close to home for many of us in the news industry. A gunman opened fire at the offices of the Capital Gazette newspaper in Annapolis. At least 5 people killed in what police are calling a targeted attack. Officials have not stated a motive for the shooting, but the suspect, Jared Ramos, has sued the newspaper in 2012 after a former Capital staff writer wrote about Ramos's guilty plea to criminal harassment in a 2011 column. Kylie Atwood has more.
This Annapolis office park became a crime scene Thursday afternoon. Police say a gunman opened fire at a newspaper office, home to the Capital Gazette.
Several shots have been fired, possible shotgun, at least 10 shots heard.
A reporter at the paper said the gunman shot through the glass door into the newsroom. He tweeted, quote, "There is nothing more terrifying than hearing multiple people get shot while you're under your desk and then hear the gunman reload."
This person was prepared to shoot people.
CBS News has learned 38-year-old Jared Ramos is being questioned in connection with the shooting. 5 people were killed and at least 2 others were injured. Police arrived at the incident within a minute of the first emergency call.
He was taken into custody by officers. There was no gunfire exchange between officers and the suspect.
Police aren't confirming, but sources tell CBS News the suspect damaged his fingertips to prevent quick identification. Authorities ultimately used facial recognition software to confirm his identity.
Police say threats against the newspaper were made on social media prior to the shooting, but they're still determining the source. Detectives are interviewing more than 100 people who were in the building at the time as investigators go over the crime scene.
In a statement from MSPJ President Laura Newman, quote, "The Micronesia Chapter of Society of Professional Journalists is deeply saddened by the reports of the shooting at the Capital Gazette newsroom in Annapolis, Maryland. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families, friends, and colleagues during this difficult time." Well, the Guam Army National Guard recruiter is arrested for criminal sexual conduct and child porn. Police spokesperson Paul Tapau says 27-year-old Jerry Thomas Guerrero II is accused of engaging in sexual acts with a minor. During the course of GPD's domestic assault response team's investigation, they discovered Guerrero allegedly recorded the sexual acts and disseminated the images to the female minor via Snapchat. He is currently serving as an Army sergeant and has been with the Guard for the past 10 years. Another child sexual abuse complaint has been filed against the Archdiocese of Agana and the Boy Scouts of America Aloha Council Chamorro District. The latest one filed by THQ to protect his privacy. He alleges that when he was 10 or 11 years old, he was sexually abused by Father Louis Brouillard. THQ was an altar boy for Barragata Parish and a Boy Scout applicant during the time of the abuse. He was sexually abused on church grounds and Boy Scout outings. THQ alleges Archdiocese leadership and the Boy Scouts knew about the abuse but did nothing about it. Nearly 180 cases of child sex abuse perpetuated by local clergy have been filed to date. THQ is represented by the law firm of Byrne, O'Connor, and Mann. The call to investigate the Guam Memorial Hospitals first came earlier this year after GMH management told senators they might lose accreditation. Legislators in that special committee met for the first time Friday afternoon. Carmen Talahi reports.
The committee tasked with investigating the Guam Memorial Hospital set ground rules Friday. It was back in February the thought of investigating GMH was sprung by legislators on GMH management after they withheld the findings of a Joint Accreditation Commission report and most recently withholding a CMS survey. Public hearing after public hearing, employees from the hospital came forward defending the need for senators to pass a sales tax and create a dedicated funding source for GMH. According to the legislative resolution, the committee wants to know if GMH management, quote, coerced or unduly pressured classified employees to testify, if GMH's management lied to senators to pass a sales tax, if hospital management was ethical in hiring and terminating employees, and to determine the financial state of GMH by reviewing all financial audits. The goal to determine whether or not there's any civil or criminal implications.
As a result of the investigation, if there is civil or criminal liability, so let it be.
We're not rendering judgment. We're not levying charges. We're just saying if there's anything that implies civil or criminal liability, we can make a recommendation that action be taken to investigate that further.
The investigative committee has 120 days to release their findings. Senators agreed to hire a third-party investigator, not to exceed $25,000, and not hear public testimony, though the public is allowed to send their concerns in written form.
We're making it very clear the public is welcome to provide this committee any information, any testimony that it wishes to provide as it deals with the scope of our investigation. And this committee, once it's received, will make that call on a case-by-case basis whether those testimonies, written testimonies, will be part of the record or not.
Governor Calvo did raise concern with the Special Investigative Committee, specifically a recommendation from Senator Frank Uggan Jr. to include oversight of GPD and the CLTC. Calvo saying, quote, "My message to this election season is very clear. Senators, stop campaigning on GPD's time," end quote. Chairman of the committee, Senator Rodriguez, responds.
The GPD issue or CLTC is not part of this committee's agenda.
Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Well, the AG admits a climate of fear keeps people from reporting wrongdoing during campaign season, and she'll step up her game to make up for it. Here's Chris Barnett.
A climate of fear during this election season may be keeping people from reporting questionable political activities or violations of the Mini-Hatch Act, according to Attorney General Elizabeth Barrett Anderson.
I think a lot of employees are afraid to question anything.
From the Guam Election Commission, Civil Service Commission, and Chamorro Land Trust, KUAM News reporting on numerous stories where violations of law documented on our newscasts. However, it usually falls on the average Joe Cruz to file official complaints with the appropriate agencies for any investigative or enforcement actions to begin.
But there's a lot of fear out there from people wanting to file in black and white and putting their signatures to something because of retribution.
It's a case of see something, say something. Countless times government employees have given KUAM News information under the condition they remain anonymous because they're afraid of what might happen to them. So they blow their whistles silently through the media. And this time of year, Barrett Anderson says she'll remain vigilant, but at the end of the day, watching out for wrongdoing in an election year takes time, and time is money.
I'd have to have a lot more resources if we were to watch everything that's going to happen in this political campaign.
The Civil Service Commission has jurisdiction to entertain written reports of any Hatch Act violations, and the AG's office investigates any allegation of wrongdoing. Whistleblower procedures designed for government employees who wish to report illegal or unethical actions in their government agencies start with employees reporting these activities to their supervisors, appointing authorities, or senators. For many Hatch Act violations reported to the Civil Service Commission, a written report must be submitted in person, and persons who file those reports may have to take part in public hearings before the Civil Service Commission Board. Barrett Anderson says she understands the reluctance employees or potential whistleblowers may have in coming forward, and she'll try and maintain a presence as we all head down the campaign trail towards the election.
As much as I can issue opinions with regard to the political activities that go on, I'll try to do so.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Thanks, Chris. And if you have questions or Mini-Hatch Act violations to report, you can call the CSC Administrator Roland Farron at 647-1858, or you can also report criminal wrongdoing to the AG's office. That number, 475-3324. Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
As administrator of the courts, I've seen firsthand how many criminal cases are filed each and every day. Crime is on the rise, and we do not feel safe, even in our own homes. A Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration will make public safety a top priority by hiring enough police officers for our roads and in our villages. We will expand community policing, and we will provide our officers with the equipment and resources to do their jobs safely. I'm in to protect our families, and I humbly ask you to vote for us.
I'm Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
In this divided world, there are still things that unite us. Great music, thrilling games, and the love for that perfect burger. Ruby Tuesday Guam, for the love of burgers menu. For a limited time, get an amazing burger for just $11.99. Lunchtime at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Welcome back. A proposed national ban on cockfighting in the U.S. territories was not part of the 2018 Farm Bill passed Friday by the Senate. Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio says she and her territorial colleagues worked to remove the provision, but a cockfighting ban is still part of the House version of the Farm Bill. Berdalio saying they will continue to fight against it when the House and Senate negotiate a compromise bill. She describes cockfighting as a long-standing cultural practice on Guam and says, quote, forcing a federal ban onto the territories without our consent or vote is deeply offensive. Berdalio expects a final vote later this summer. Governor Eddie Calvo meeting with Japan Defense Minister Itsunori Onodera in Tokyo Friday. The two discussed the Guam military buildup, which is partially funded by the Japan government. In a news release, Onodera is quoted as saying that the relocation of the U.S. forces from Okinawa to Guam is an important project, and I would like to ask for your cooperation. Calvo says he understands that the realignment would help the people of Okinawa and that it's the best interest of Japan and the U.S. to building stability throughout the Western Pacific. Separately, the governor is reaching out to Congress to help fix Guam's foreign labor problem, both for military and private sector construction projects. He says as Washington considers new immigration policy, he's urging Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio and top senators to include Guam's need for H-2 workers in any new legislation. The USS Oklahoma City returns to Guam after a 6-month deployment. The Los Angeles-class attack submarine and its crew of about 127 enlisted personnel and 16 officers conducted operations within the Pacific Command's area of responsibility. They were greeted by the excited lineup of family members and children shouting, "Hi, Daddy." Also, in this Submariner tradition, the spouses and partners of returning personnel are selected for the first hug and first kiss.
As we hold several events that everybody gets a ticket for attending. By the end of the deployment, we have a jar that's full of all of the tickets, and we have a final fling, and that's when our winner is chosen.
The first hug was between Chief Electronics Technician Michael Levy, his children, and his wife Crystal Leon Guerrero Levy of Manilao. The first kiss was between senior electricians Mate Travis Nuclear and Tanil Radminsky. Well, uniting in one spirit, many festival goers today joined in signing the Half-a-Day Pledge at the Denania Tautau Festival in the Valley of the Ladi. The Half-a-Day Pledge program encourages cultural unity and Chamorro heritage sustainability. The pledge includes commitment to making a difference in the survival of the Chamorro language and much more. Interested pledge takers can visit GVB's website to sign up. Well, sports is next, but first, a look at your island weather.
make every day a plus.
You guys excited back there?
Celebrating our 135th anniversary today, both in the outlying regions on which we hub and also here in Guam itself. It means so much to our team here in Guam. It means a lot to us in the Matson management team, because what it says is we're here to stay. It's a real physical manifestation of our commitment to this region. It's so important that we hire locally, we develop talent locally, we train locally. What's been a wonderful addition to our approach there is that many of the people who started off in Guam have gone off into significant leadership roles elsewhere in the company.
This is our headquarters here in Guam in Micronesia. And when we talk about putting down our roots, it's not just doing business, it's about everything we do with our friends, our customers, and our employees. I believe that nobody can replicate what we do, and that's why we have such a great team and such a great service and why we're successful. This is our home, this is our life, and we're happy to make a difference in everyone else's life.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. It's Friday, so we get you started with your Direnton Athlete of the Week, your player profiles from the Team Guam All-Stars, and wrap things up with some 2K and 5K news for you. Check it out. We're here at Direnton Mingilao for our Athlete of the Week. Today we have Amanda Cruz and Janina Chris from the Guam Track and Field Federation. Who are you guys going to be donating the check to?
Guam Cancer Care.
Amanda, you came home with 3 medals from the Micronesia Championships in Saipan. Silver in the hammer, bronze in the shot put, and discus.
It was actually really amazing because it was my first time throwing hammer ever competitively, and to come out on top with a medal was it was really exciting for me, and I wasn't expecting it, but of course, you know, when you have like when you put yourself in that mental state, you can really accomplish a lot.
Janina, you've represented Guam quite a few times. Where have the places you've been?
I have been to Oceania for track and field in Cook Islands, and I have been to New Zealand as well for Oceania Cross Country Championships, and Pohnpei again for the Micro Regional Championships, just like Saipan 2 years ago. And then Saipan it's been quite the honor. I love traveling, and better yet, I am so honored to be able to carry that Guam flag and represent our little island.
And you took home 2 gold medals from the Micronesia Championships in Saipan. You took gold in the 800 and another gold in the 1500 meters. And also walked away with an award for yourself. Tell us about that award that you were able to come home with.
Well, it's really humbling. Just want to dedicate that to all the people who helped me through my journey. It's been a while, but I've come a long ways with the help of my family, my coaches, my teammates. I couldn't have done it without all their support. It was the best athletic performance for the females in that competition.
What was the competition level like with the other participating islands?
Wasn't as hard as the mini games comp, but they were definitely really fast yet, and I like to push myself regardless of who I have as my competition, regardless of how fast they are. try not to worry about them too much, just doing my best.
And you guys are getting ready for the Micronesian Games in Yap. How's training been, and what's your goals for the upcoming games?
So we actually started training right after we landed. We had maybe like a day or two of rest, and then our coaches definitely really made sure that we got up and started training again. So training's been going well. Everybody's been doing their hardest during practices, and I think that we're going to do well in terms of performance for the micro games.
And any individual goals have you set for yourself at the games?
Well, I'm doing 4 events. 2 are really long, so I just want to bring my A game and just do the best that I can in each event. Possibly even come away with a games record, if possible. But definitely just do my best regardless, again, of who I have as competition, and just put my heart and soul into it. Yeah.
All right. Congratulations. Stay tuned to our next Run Zone Athlete of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
Hafide Guam. My name is Rayton Sublan. I'm 13 years old. I am from the village of Manila, and I play third base for Team Guam, and my favorite player is Jackie Robinson.
Hafide Guam. My name is Vance Meno. I'm 11 years old. I'm from the village of Jigo, and I play center field for Team Guam, and my favorite player is Manny Machado.
Hafide Guam. My name is Nolan Babatsa. I'm 12 years old. I'm from the village of Zotnya, and I play pitcher and infield for Team Guam, and my favorite player is Manny Machado.
Hafide Guam. My name is Franklin Inetti. I'm 12 years old from the village of Agani Heights. I play pitcher and infield for Team Guam, and my favorite baseball player is Johnny Cueto.
Don't forget to come out and support the Cal Ripken 9-year-old All-Stars as they raise funds for their off-island baseball trip. The team is hosting the Home Run 2K and 5K this Sunday, July 1st at the Tees and Fields. Showtime is at 5 in the morning. Go time is scheduled for 6. $10 per person, $15 on race day. For more info, call 747-5887.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
We only have 30 seconds to describe the newest specialty flavor in the Signature Crafted Recipes collection by McDonald's, Garlic White Cheddar. It's layered with a slice of smooth, perfectly melty white cheddar cheese, a crunchy medley of tasty, crispy garlic chips, a dramatic drizzle of smooth, delicious, and flavorful, delectably creamy garlic aioli, all come together with a mouth-wateringly juicy tomato slice and crisp iceberg lettuce atop crispy buttermilk chicken on a soft, warm artisan roll. Luckily, you can take all the time you need to savor every bite. The Signature Crafted Recipes collection by McDonald's.
Beat the increase at Triple J. Buy now before the sales tax starts. 0 down, 1.9% financing, and easy trade-in. Now is the time to buy. Get into a 2018 Mazda CX-5 at our lowest price yet, only $19,995. Or our big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $298 per paycheck. Or the North American Car of the Year, the 2018 Honda Accord at only $206 per paycheck. Beat the increase and buy now at Triple J. Visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Kiana Lynn Perez, happy 7th birthday. Tanana, we love you plenty. Love your family. Adrian Cruz, a very blessed and happy birthday, Adrian, born on the 81st anniversary of his great-great-grandmother's novena. to San Pedro FIBA. And to our very own Ed Calvo, a very special happy birthday going out to you, Ed. Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just register online, KUAM.com. Be sure to include your photo, your name, and your birth date. And I think we can take away the drum roll without the desk this week. The winner of this week's Yummy Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club cake is Ku'ulani Conception. Ku'ulani Conception, happy belated birthday going out to you. A rep from Cold Stone will be in touch to let you know how you can redeem your Yummy Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake. That's going to do it for me here. Stay tuned. Extras next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Hafa day, everybody. Thanks for watching and streaming us. I'm Jason Salas, and tonight we will talk with our friends from Independent Guahan about Nanatla, Songs of Freedom. That's a